Hi guys, we're here at FIME 2019. I'm joined by Dr. Badia, who's going to talk to us about two different products. One is more on the orthopedic end. Tell us a little bit about this drill and what makes it different from what most doctors are using today.
Sure. Well, the Intellisense drill basically takes the guesswork out of drilling. So normally when we drill to put a screw in, typically a screw in a plate, we have to feel for the second cortex. And that can be dangerous. You can plunge if the bone is in a risky place, say the collarbone or the clavicle. You can plunge and then hit the subclavian vein, which is not a good thing. You would agree, right? So this is safer, but it's also a time saver, and time is money in healthcare. So if you can eliminate the extra step of measuring for that screw, you're already saving money. The other thing is, a lot of times you put the screw in at an incorrect length. This also takes that guesswork out. So you will not have to change screws. So that right there is a huge time and money saver. So this is really revolutionizing the way we do trauma surgery, which is essentially a lot of screw and pin placement. And also there's a version coming out soon, which is a saw. So say when you do a knee replacement, you use a saw, and you don't want to plunge there because there's bad stuff in the back of the knee. So this is also a safety feature.
Okay, great.
So we can demo it?
Yeah, let's demo it, definitely.
So the other thing, it's ergonomically, it's excellent. It's very comfortable in your hand compared to a lot of the other drills. So that's a plus. And then also, typically when we're inside the wound, we don't have great lighting. So it's got its own light. So you can see exactly what we're drilling. Now you're going to hear a buzz, and the monitor will tell you how far the screw is in the bone. Okay, first buzz. Okay, now you see the screw stopped, right? The drill stopped, excuse me. And it's a 32.3 millimeter screw. So I already know I'll use a 32 or 33 screw. I don't have to. Now I'll come out. And instead of having to measure with a depth gauge and then select a screw, I already have the screw in my hand from the scrub tech and putting the screw in. So that's a huge time saver. It even works with this. This is their own device, okay, called the revolver. So you can change sizes for the drill bit, okay, and this goes on the bone. All right, so it works with that and calculates the length of that drill guide, so it extrapolates. First cortex, and this one's not long enough. So yeah, depending on the length, but this is a small drill bit. Typically for a femur, which I don't do anymore, I only do upper limb surgery, but for a femur, you're going to have a much larger drill bit. But the point being is that was a 29 millimeter screw. It didn't penetrate the second cortex, and I know that because I didn't hear the beep.
Wow.
So this is really going to revolutionize doing a trauma internal fixation type surgery, because you are going to have safety, you're going to have less OR time, and you're going to not be changing out screws.
Wow.
And all of these things are good for the patient and good for the healthcare system, and certainly the person who owns the drill.
Yeah, I could see how that would be extremely beneficial to the surgeon.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about these goggles. Are they goggles?
Sure. This is augmented reality. Now you can probably play a video game in here if the procedure is boring, but what we use it for is to see whatever is on the monitor. So right now, let me see what we have it connected on. Okay, so it's the ultrasound device, which is, Mike, what do we have it connected to?
It's a loop. I've just got an ultrasound. That's why you're looking at it.
Okay. Is that a obstetric ultrasound or?
Joe did it.
Okay.
Tell us what you're looking at.
I'm looking at, I actually don't know, because I'm just a hand surgeon. So normally when I use this for is say I do a lot of shoulder work. So if I can demonstrate on
Definitely.
you. Okay. So rather than me look over here or over here at a device when I'm injecting your shoulder, as a patient, I imagine that you would like me to be looking at your shoulder. Right?
Yeah.
So this allows me to look at your shoulder. And in fact, once you practice with this, you get really slick. I can actually superimpose the ultrasound on your own anatomy. Okay. So I'll show you. So if I'm standing here, right? I would imagine I'm putting the image right on your shoulder, so I already know here's your acromion. I already know it's going to be in this area, but I'm looking, and then I can see as soon as the needle goes in, I can adjust the angle and put it precisely. So I think that's a good thing for you,
Yeah.
and it's a good thing for me,
Yeah.
right? Because I don't want to be futzing around. I can see much better, and I'm taking advantage of a technology that's available for gamers. Why shouldn't us
Right.
physicians be able to
Definitely.
use it, right? For the benefit of our patients.
So it's safe, it's
So-
convenient, it helps you just look directly at one area as
Exactly.
opposed to having to your eyes wander.
Exactly.
It's
And the one I have, we're now starting to experiment with it with fluoroscopy. Fluoroscopies are like a live X-ray. So what it allows me to do is I'm examining a patient's wrist rather than looking up at the monitor away. I can look right at their wrist while I'm doing. I'm basically seeing the bones because it's like a live X-ray. So on anything where there's imaging, our anesthesiologists are going to use it when they do their blocks. Before doing a surgery, they do a block. They can look exactly where they're putting that needle and be very precise with it.
wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing all that
Sure.
insight with us and talking to us today and being here. Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate your time.
Look, it's all about helping the patient, and obviously the downstream benefit is obvious.